Today's topic is all about currency translation. Currency translation is not just a consolidation activity. You do this in planning as well. If a head of sales look at a report which shows me all the totals, right, in a standard reporting currency USD. So no matter what is the local currency, right, in our sales transaction data we had three currencies: CHF, USD, GBP. So all those get translated into USD because of the client requirement. So it need not be just a consolidation activity. You find this in planning as well. So what are the steps to execute a currency translation? Okay, now as usual, like any other consolidation scenario, we've seen a logic script, we've seen business rules and package in the past, isn't it? Right? We saw these three things being used in our previous two scenarios, which was balance carry forward and account based calculations, right? In addition to these, there are a couple of things. Okay, I would say that maintain the rates model. Okay, when I say maintain the rates model, it means that ensure that the foreign exchange rates, the currency conversion rates, they're all maintained in a model called rates. Okay, ensure that. That's one thing that we need to do. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into BPC. All right, we are here in Kiran's environment. I'm going to have a look at the rates model. Okay, I'm going to have a look at the rates model before I upload the exchange rates. Let me just have a quick look. Okay, what I notice here is this particular dimension doesn't look right, isn't it? What are we using for category? Aren't we using C underscore category? See, the other dimensions are all right. Input currency is fine. R account and RNT are specific to the rates model. Okay, and you've got the time dimension. Just that this dimension has to be replaced, because in all our examples, in all our legal transaction data, right, transactions relating to intercompany, we are using C underscore category. So let's just go to add and remove dimensions here. Select category, remove, and in its place let's include C underscore category. All right. Next, how do I upload data? I'm going to upload data through Excel. I can use a flat file, or I can just build an input form and I can just enter the values. Correct? So before I jump into Excel, let me just have a quick look at the security part. I want to see whether I have access to the rates model in the first place. Okay, so I'm looking at security, data access profiles, and the default profile called admin member access profile. And I noticed that the rates model, yep, is unsecured. Okay, so there is full access, right? So it should appear when I click connect to Excel. Rates model should be visible. Okay, so I get connected to the rates model to upload the foreign exchange rate. So let me just open this default template called rates, BPC 440 rates. Okay, so these are the values that we need to enter for all the currencies. When I do a refresh, this is just a template, isn't it? So there is no data, there is no transaction data in my rates model. We need to upload them. So they're all in terms of USD. So in this particular example, USD is all one and the rest is all in terms of USD. Okay, $1 US is equal to 1.5 Australian dollars. Right, so what I'll do is let me just get to edit report. right? And okay, let me just do a refresh here. Okay, it says rows and columns have not been hidden because the requested report is empty. Okay, so there's no value in BW. So it shows me all this, all the currencies, all the rate types. Okay, so I don't need all the currency, all the rate types. So let me just modify this by going to edit report, and in the currencies I would use currencies that I need Australian dollars, because what companies do we have? We have C1000, C2000 and so on, right? So I need Australian dollars, I need Canadian dollars, euros, GBP, JPY here, and USD. Okay, so I've got all the currency that I need, and the types, rate types, just average and end. Let me display only the IDs. Okay, right, so this way, just ignore this warning like do not store. See, it's like, see, you've got a template and you're modifying this template, isn't it? So it would remember. Okay, right, see, this is necessary for our example, correct? Different currencies with their average rate and end rate, and here you've got USD values, okay, and you've got your exchange rates for different companies. Okay, so just for example's sake, we've got this, right? And we are repeating this all over. Okay, we are repeating this exchange rate for all the currencies. Okay, say in the month of average rate 1 and 1.5, and the end rates 1.2 and 1.3. Okay, and next step is pushing this data into BW, correct? Saving this data so I can pull it and use it in my currency conversion. So let's change the options to an input form, and let's save this data to BW. Okay, so all the 24 records are pushed in because they're all at the base level. They're all at the base level, so there's no issue at all saving the data. Right? See, this is just for our example, and in various projects you have various types, right? Say you don't use an input form. When there's lots of transaction data, you just import it using a flat file, correct? And you know how to do that. Package, uploading the data, you could schedule all this stuff. Okay, now next step, now that exchange rates are taken care of, let's have a look at the other things, right? Logic script and so on. Logic script is here. In our legal model, logic scripts, right? We've got all the logic scripts in the legal model. We're going to use fxtrans.lgf. Okay, this is the standard logic script for currency conversions. Okay, and we've made one small correction here. The global part here, it used to be all caps, and I've changed this, isn't it? I've made it into small letters. Okay, so this is your logic script. It's going to be triggered when we run the business rules. Okay, so let's get to business rules. Okay, we're going to select the legal model here, and see what we've done. In our previous session, we've done balance carry forward, and we've done account based calculations. So let's just add one more rule called currency conversions here. Currency translation, and let us edit it. Okay, let's create a brand new rule. Notice system is asking for an ID. Okay, and when I click on this drop down, I see all my rate types. I see AVG, AVG flow, right? I see all these rate types. Okay, so what does this mean? It means that we are defining what kind of a formula. Okay, what kind of a formula are you going to use for accounts with this rate type? Okay, so accounts with AVG rate type. Okay, so let me just pull up one more tab to display the account dimension. Okay, here when I bring rate type, okay, now see which accounts have the AVG rate type. You got revenue accounts, intercompany revenue accounts, you got income, expenses, they all are using AVG. Correct? Remember these accounts that we've used in our cash flow calculation, cash flow statement. Right? So all these have your AVG rate type. So we are telling BPC that when you are converting, see, notice you have certain values in the transaction data, isn't it? So you have certain transaction data with you, right? Now, based on whatever rate type, say if this one uses AVG, then this one will be converted. This one will be converted based on the formula that we give here. Okay, so if I give a formula over here, I say use AVG, right? It picks up the AVG value. This is as simple as it gets, right? This is the business rule. I'm defining a business rule. I'm telling BPC, pick up all the accounts with AVG rate type and use this value. What is this value? Remember, we've used the input form to key in two values. One is AVG and end. Correct? So I'm saying use that exchange rate. Correct? So if I have, see, it'll all make sense when we build a report. Okay, let's get connected to the legal model. Excel. Let me show you before and after. Okay, let me show you what we do before and after. I'm going to build a sample report with account in my rows. In my column, I will keep RPT currency. Okay, here in my account, what accounts have AVG rate type? All my income accounts, correct? So let me display all my income accounts. Let me keep company as well. Okay, so company, let us just display, all these companies. Okay, only IDs. Okay, only IDs. And for my account, not all my account, not balance sheet items, but I would like to have income items. So income items, right? So I can use member plus the children. That is fine. So I got net income plus all the children. Okay, we'll keep description because we'll keep ID and description. So we see the numbers as well as the description. Let me just remove this bit, context. For my reporting currency, I'm going to have a comparison. Let's have LC plus USD. Okay, only IDs. Okay, this is the template which I want. Okay, and what I can do now is let me use one reporting feature where I can hide all the empty rows. Okay, let's get into options and let's just hide the empty rows. So that makes the report more compact and you get a lot more visibility on your report, correct? Okay, so these are all your income items, income and expenses. You got income and expenses, right? So these two bits are your income items. The rest are your cost of goods sold is an expense. This one's an expense. So this is your net income. All right. Fine. So now see, notice the USD value is empty. Correct? We haven't done any currency conversions. Now what I'll do is I will run a package. I will run a package which will bring the exchange rates from the rates model. It's gonna execute the logic script. It's gonna apply the business rules, right? And then we see the values of USD appearing on the screen. Does this make sense? This is how we do currency conversions. So let's do the last bit, package. We're gonna add a package now. I find it in my script logic part, FX restatement. Okay, this is the default. SAP has provided us a process chain to do currency conversions in planning scenarios, in consolidation scenarios. Okay, it's a user package, admin package, and let's just call it FX restatement. Okay, FX restatement here. My package is created. Now when I run this package, notice it asks me, right, what all companies do you want to convert the currency, right? Now here it doesn't give me a choice of what reporting currency I want. Okay, see, I don't require this cons group selection now. I don't need this selection. See, I'm not doing any consolidation. Remember, cons group come into the picture when I would like to consolidate group wise, when I would like to group all the companies based on the regions, right? There is a group for America, there is a group for Europe, there is a group for Asia, right? So what I'll do is I'll just edit my package such that instead of cons group I get currency, RPT currency. So let's go and modify it a bit by clicking on FX, modifying the script now. So I'm just going to replace this thing, right? Group into currency. See, notice how you've got all your dimension types. You've got the entity type, the category type, the group type. I'm going to just change this group to currency. Okay. And I just save it. Now when I run it, FX restatement, it asks me for the reporting currency, and I would mention US dollar. Okay, because I'm translating from local currency to US dollars. I would mention 2011 December here in my package, and we are working with actuals. This way I execute my package. When I view the status, it says successful. Let me double click on it, and when I click on the log file, it says 10 records were created. Okay, it had picked up the exchange rate, it ran the logic, it used the business rules, correct, and 10 records were created. What are those 10 records? The 10 records are here. If you exclude all the parents, okay, this parent and this parent, which comes automatically, right, the other two are your 10 records. So let me just refresh it. These are your values that were calculated based on whatever is the average value that you keyed in.